Hello, it's me, Borderline Youper. We're going to try our hand at making some apple cider. We're going to grind some apples.
We're going to grind some apples. And make apple cider. We are actually going to make it this year.
So we got juice coming out already. Ain't even pressing it yet. So we fold this in.
And Daddy, we are making apple cider, and the apples are all smashed up and ready. No, I'm the viewer.
Tell us what's going on, Anna.
Well, we're gonna smash it, and when we smash it, all the more juice and more and more and more. We got the more the apples, the more the cider. More apples, more. Okay, so.
And do you girls like apple cider?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, ready? We're going to screw it down and smash them up. Watch the juice flow.
Another apple candy. And today the juice, the cider is draining now. My daddy was telling this that it kind of looks like it might overflow. We don't know. A pool, and tell the guys on the camera. It looks like a pool, but it's apple cider. Daddy, I'm just touching that white part on this. Touching the white part on the lid. Not like that. What do you have to say?
Say hi, Cece.
Hi. Okay, so today the apple cider will be more apples than we will have a lot soon because we are going to make. Mommy is making and Daddy are making supper, and this will be our treat.
Here I am testing for sugar content in the apple juice that we squeezed out of the apples. I have 2 different varieties of apples. So I put some of the cider into the graduated cylinder, and then I put the hydrometer in it and I test for this specific gravity or bricks. I'm familiar with bricks because I make maple syrup, so the juice has this type of apple has a bricks of around 11, and from what I've read that you need between 10 and 11 bricks to get a 6% alcohol by volume in your cider. So what I'm doing is I'm moving the hydrometer up and down, make sure it ain't sticking to the side and it's floating correctly, and then I'll write this down and I'll blend the juices as needed to get the sugar content that I want. Now here I'm going to start to swap to the other juice. The one apple I had with the most juice I had were the Wolf River apples, and that's where I got most of my juice from. I do need around 6 gallons of juice to make, because I got a 6-gallon carboy to make cider, so grabbing some out of the bucket and putting it in the graduated cylinder, and we'll give her a test here. So we'll throw the hydrometer in this one, and this one is reading around 10 bricks. It's a little less sweet. Well, here I got the carboy sitting, and I am pitching the yeast, which means I put the yeast in 104 degree water. Well, not quite that warm. I think it was 92 degrees, the water. So I put the yeast in the dried packet yeast into the water, and I let it sit for about 30 minutes in the cup while I was testing the sugar content of the cider, so I can get the yeast to start working and growing, and then I'll start to pour all the cider into the carboy. now that I have all the cider into the carboy, I'm going to add the yeast into the carboy now and let the little guys get to work turning the sugar into alcohol. So everything was all sanitized and cleaned because you don't want to have any competition for the yeast that you're introducing, so that you don't turn out with a bad product. You want to keep good hygiene. So I used a sanitizer called Sandstar, which is an acid-based cleaner that you can just leave dry on to whatever you're going to use, and it'll just sanitize it and kill all the microorganisms. Well, here's the airlock for the top of the carboy. What I read in the book that I've been referencing to make cider is they said to put a 50 proof alcohol in there instead of just plain water, so that you don't get bacteria from the air getting back into your carboy and spoiling your cider. So I put a vodka in the airlock, and now I'm installing it nice and neat and seating into the top of the carboy to keep air from getting in from the exterior world in. And what will eventually happen is carbon dioxide will build up in there from the bacteria producing alcohol and CO2, and that'll force all the air that's in the carboy out, and no air will be able to get back in because of the airlock. So as far as right now, it's ready to go, and the bacteria are doing their work. The other thing is, the book did warn me too about during the fermenting phase that it could bubble up and over the carboy and out through the airlock, which it did do to me once. So I had to clean the airlock again by flushing it out with water and all that stuff. Then I took that vodka, 50 proof vodka, and re-sanitized everything with that, and then filled the airlock back up. So, well, there is fermentation. This thing is going to town. You can see all the nice foam bubbles on top, and you can see the little bubbles escaping through the carboy there, or the airlock. All that carbon dioxide coming out. So, we're making alcohol. The yeast are doing their job. It'll be pretty interesting to keep watching it turn into hard cider. Borderline Youper out.